Dave Dravecky was a devoted Christian who made a habit of entrusting his life to God every morning. Now, Dave was a pitcher for the San Diego Padres and San Francisco Giants in the 80s. In the late 80s, he was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor in his arm that threatened to cut his career short. Though disappointed, Dave did not demand to be healed. Instead, he committed himself to God's will, and his quiet faith was a witness to millions. God worked a miracle for Dave Dravecky. Although his cancer operation required the removal of muscle that he used for pitching, against all odds, he came back to play again. Thousands of San Francisco fans cheered wildly when he took the mound again at Candlestick Park. But unfortunately, the comeback miracle lasted less than a week. Dave was playing in Montreal, winning the game, when suddenly, as he pitched, his arm broke. He collapsed in a heap at the foot of the mound. The whole crowd heard that awful snap of the bone. As they carried Dave off the field, he quietly affirmed his faith in God. That faith did not waver during the months of uncertainty. Finally, doctors determined that they had no choice but to amputate his arm, and so they did. Did Dave become bitter when God did not heal him? Not at all. Secular sport writers around the country marveled at his faith, solid as a rock. Millions were inspired by his trust and contentment in God, though things didn't work out like he had planned. In today's Sabbath School lesson, we're going to be discussing the story of another person whose faith story continues to inspire millions of people thousands of years later. As you dive into the lesson, I pray that three things will happen. For one, I pray that you will discover that God has a unique purpose and destiny for you. Number two, I pray that you will be challenged to continue or begin your journey with God and grow in grace with Him. And lastly, I pray that you will share your walk with God with others who are searching for God's leading in their lives. The Apostle Paul accepted Jesus' call to a new life. Filled with the Holy Spirit, he set about to fulfill the destiny that God had outlined for him. From a life driven by destruction, God created a life driven by love. I pray that all of us, like Paul, will commit to walking with God and allowing our faith story to inspire and encourage the people around us.